This episode of the Sci-Fi Movie Reaction Terminal is brought to you by, well, of course, all of you amazing patrons. Without your support, none of this would be possible. Now, on with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Sci-Fi Movie Reaction Terminal. In this episode, we're going to be talking about The Matrix Resurrections. We're going to be talking about our spoiler reactions to the film. So I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of Burly and Gaming on Twitch, and turn-based Carl. Carl, how you doing, man?
Good. Ready for some Matrix.
Excellent. Burly, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. We had fun doing the Spider-Man. For anyone that's curious, we did Spider-Man before this. At Spider-Man, we had a lot of fun talking. This one,
Yeah.
we have to talk about this film.
The discussion might be fun. I don't know about the movie, but
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, Burly was referring to
True, talking with you guys will be fun.
Yeah, we did a live stream on Twitch and YouTube. It was a special New Year's live stream for the Spider-Man No Way Home for the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena. But this is the Sci-Fi Movie Reaction Terminal show. So we're going to be talking about The Matrix Resurrection. So where do you guys want to begin? I don't know, man. I mean, I'll just say it now. The best part of the film was my home city. seeing Salesforce Tower, seeing San Francisco, giving me homesickness about, driving down the streets of San Francisco, my home city, and everything. I don't know. Yeah. Let's start with what was your favorite part of the film? I mean, because there's a lot of parts we're gonna be just ripping on basically. But let's start with your favorite part of the film. What was it that you liked about the film?
Trying to be nice in the front here, right? We're just gonna jump into spoilers right away. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what this is. It's a spoiler reaction episode as usual. Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I liked that they established the machines had a civil war, right? After the events. I think that's a cool idea, and that some of the machines ended up joining with and siding with the humans.
Yeah.
This is a really awesome idea, and I wish that was more of what this movie was about.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering if this is actually going to be another trilogy like they were trying to hint at throughout this film. The second film is probably going to delve more into that. But yeah.
I don't know that this movie it didn't even do well, and it didn't make money. So I could see if they want to continue ideas from this, which I think there's places to go. I don't think this movie ruins the Matrix universe in any way.
Yeah.
It doesn't like Last Jedi, the thing,
Yeah.
But you could do a TV series. You want to do an HBO Max sort of series after this? I mean, I'm for it. I think you could do something with it.
Something like a mini series or something like that. Yeah. But anyway, Burly, what was your best part of the film?
Before we get to that, but I kind of want to agree with Carl. I would like to see a miniseries idea, and I do like the idea of just the machines having the Civil War and some machines, subsets of machines joining with humanity. Those are cool ideas. Wish we kind of got those flushed out instead of we need 5-minute exposition scene.
But I mean, are they still in a civil war though? Didn't that civil war end already? That would have to be something from the past, right? because
Maybe
in the film
it's not clear in the movie.
Okay, because from what I took from it is this was all in the past, this civil war that took place, but at some point it led to peace. Because you have Io there, that's living in peace. So
well, they're hidden though, so the implication is true. That right they're still, it's almost like still back to sort of status quo Matrix world where you have this city that's trying to survive against the oppressive machines. Right. The difference is that there are also machines now working with them.
Right. Thanks to Neo. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, they broke off from Zion and made another thing because a lot of people from Zion couldn't just accept being with machines. They couldn't expect they were like damn machines, and so they made another area. And like Zion pretty much fell from what I remember them saying, because there are a lot of things in this movie I do not remember. So
yeah, I don't know if they even made it clear. I think it would be a really cool idea if there were 3 factions now, right? You could still have Zion is like these sort of zealotry humans who are just like, no, all machines must die. We will never ever, accept any of them. And then you have the machines, and then you have this like faction that's like, no, we like the what we think the logical direction is for us to work together and come to some sort of like harmony and peace. Which, I mean, that's actually a really interesting concept.
Yeah, because it was interesting in the dialogue between Neo and Niobe, which was, I was really, kind of surprised that they made this like way far into the future, farther than you would have thought it would be. Like,
60
Neo,
years, like, all right.
60 years. Yeah, 60. Yeah, and so when you see Niobe for the first time, I'm thinking, oh, it's, Jada Pinkett Smith. She's going to look like she did. She's an amazing actress, very beautiful. But making her look like she's like 80 or 90. And then her talking about how Zion was just living in the past. That all they had on their mind was war against machines instead of being able to live among them. I thought that was fascinating.
But my favorite parts of the film are also one of its biggest sins. Re-showing me the first movie. This is something I hate. Like when later sequels come out and they want to be like connect to you, we'll re-show you the first movie because you've seen it. No. You can show me one scene from the first movie or 2, but when you keep playing it and playing it, it's just like you're making me want to just stop this, because I didn't go to a theater. If you have to see this movie, God help you, please do not go to a theater. This is nowhere near watching theaters prices. Use HBO Max.
I mean, there were so many little bits and pieces of the original Matrix film in there. I mean, the part that made me laugh was when you see Agent Smith, of course, played by Jonathan Groff, and who is amazing in Mindhunters. Yeah, you gotta watch that. He's really good in that Netflix series. The Mindhunters is amazing. Yeah, he's really good in that. So to see him, replace Hugo Weaving as, Agent Smith was interesting in itself. But I mean, that part when they're in the office and in Neo, obviously he's going to be a video game creator. It's like a Kojima type of guy. And it's funny how you see all that stuff on his desk. And actually in the movie you see a game award. I thought Jeff Keighley was going to be. Yeah, I thought Jeff Keighley was going to be, there in that cameo, like in a party or something. Yeah, but no, right. that didn't.
Or a photo
that didn't
of
come
Jeff
about.
Keighley.
But I mean, that scene when he's talking with him in the office, and then his mouth, just like in the original film when he's being interrogated, his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then obviously, as you're saying, Burley, so many references to the first film, and he goes into the room, so well, we needed to make it seem like a part of your past so that you wouldn't freak out so much. The two chairs sitting there where Morpheus and him met for the first time.
Yeah. See, I was okay. I thought the opening sequence was like stupid and pointless. Like it's kind of like, oh, we're redoing the beginning, but it's different people and things are slightly different. And then it's you got whatever her name is, Bunny, Bugs, whatever.
Oh yeah, Jessica Hennick.
And it's like she's like
Jessica
a super
Hennick.
fan of like the Matrix or something. I'm like, what? Like I don't understand. Like she knows everything. She's like, this isn't right. This isn't like whatever. I don't. That was stupid. Once we started to get to like Neo or in this universe where he's the game designer, like I always thought, oh, that was interesting. And there was a lot of like kind of maybe a little too heavy-handed meta stuff, but also like kind of not wrong. Like the way that they're coming about it, saying like WB wants us to make this movie and like they're gonna do it without us anyway, so you gotta be on board. I'm like yeah, like you're not wrong. Like you're saying the right things here. They're kind of pointing out like the stupidity and ridiculous of like, all right, what do we bring back from the previous movies? Like people like bullet time and this is cool. They like the psychological stuff. No, it's got to be that. And I'm like, yeah, I mean,
you gotta have the action.
This is yeah. And you see, actually, this is where this movie fails the most for me, is that the action in this movie is garbage. There's no good action in this movie.
Oh, come on, Carl. I mean, the part in the Shinkansen when that Japanese girl gets blown out of the window, that was awesome. Come on.
Trying to remember. I can't even remember.
She gets kicked out the window and then she's like, yeah. That one scene, when they're on the bullet train,
on the train.
One. Yeah, when they turn the bots. Remember they turn the bots, and they start come on. I mean, it's like half, they turn into like these zombie bots, it's like and it's like come on.
Which I'm like, the idea is being oh go ahead, really.
I was gonna say, for every one good or decent action scene in this movie, there's like 15 horrible ones. So it kind of just globs together. That train one I don't fully remember because you got the horrible kung fu in this. That scene was just so bad.
Yeah, it was right before he goes back into the real world. Because they use these different portals, obviously, and like Jessica Hennick's character, she's telling him, we don't even need to use telephone booths anymore. It's like, hey, it's like the future, we're more technologically advanced.
Yeah.
We don't have
and
to
they use the mirrors,
anymore.
which is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
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 So
yeah. But you see the thing with the like swarm thing and the bots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually like that idea in that, like, they're like the agent's idea. They're like, this is actually stupid. Why are we doing this? Like, we just put bots in the world. So like, not everyone in the Matrix is a real person in this version. Yeah. They're bots. That's what they said. And they can at any time just like, no, we'll just we'll just turn that bot into whatever we need it to be to, in this case, go after Neo, right? Or these other people. Like that.
Yeah, in the beginning,
good.
Before
like,
you go
wrong
on
with that.
Before you go on, Carl, in the beginning, I thought differently about bots. I thought they were humans, but then they just automatically took over their bodies and controlled their minds instead of turning them into agents or something like that. That's what I thought a bot was at the beginning, but
I don't, and that's not really what it was. Yeah, like, that's what they were. Right. I think I'm right. Right, that's what they're saying in the movie.
It might be.
I believe you are, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, like none of the characters are good, and to be honest, like you don't want to say you like Bugs as a character, but like she's not really important or interesting. I mean, like Neo and Trinity are the best in this movie. Like their relationship, I think, is solid. I appreciate. I like. Yeah. I believe it actually in this movie more than I ever believed their relationship in any of the other movies.
How about the analyst, Neil Patrick Harris?
I mean, he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just another. I mean, he like the idea. Yeah, he's got this new Matrix. This is his baby, right? and it requires a Neo and Trinity, and they need to never be able to get together, and that's for some reason this means this matrix produces more energy from people because there's like this idea of hope or whatever, right? Like,
right.
Like not being able to reach what you want, like this whole some sort of idea. Like I get it, like it makes sense, but it's just like this movie is the problem with this movie is not that it's terrible, it's that it's like just generic sci-fi. It's like it's not doing anything really interesting or profound. It's not giving us really cool, exciting action sequences. I mean, like Neo is just force pushing everyone everywhere. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Force push.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just taking an existing idea that really, really worked in the beginning with the first film and trying to make something different from it, which just didn't work. Yeah. So,
I mean, really only the first movie is good. So like, but the second movie has some great action sequences and some cool concepts, you know, and I don't think the third movie was good. I didn't like the third movie, but I'm sure there's some, I don't remember it as well. I'm sure there's some good scenes in there, you know, like those movies are filmed really well. They're interesting to watch versus this is like, there's nothing interesting about the way this is filmed. Actually, I think it's filmed really poorly as far as action sequences go. Like there's nothing interesting or dynamic about the way you're doing things. There's a lot of cuts. There's the choreography is not good. I mean, there's no tension in the action sequences.
Right.
You know, like you felt that like the agents will kill them. Like there was a danger always. And in this, like it just doesn't matter. There's the agents show up. It doesn't matter. Just kill, fight them, whatever. Bots, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like there just doesn't seem to matter in this movie.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the ending though? With, of course, Trinity being the one that was able to fly. I thought that was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. That surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, Burly, you want
to? Yeah. It was a nice little twist to give Trinity also her have some powers in this universe. That was nice. Like this movie does do good things for Trinity. I will give it that. And I liked her using her powers and showing off, and her doing her stuff. But it's so late in the film, and you got to put up with a lot of crap to get there. But it was nice to see that and see her be, just her get some great action scenes. Like one of my favorite scenes is when she wakes up and her husband, the programmed husband, and she's like, no,
and the kids,
don't call me that. My name's Trinity. Just smacks around and goes to Neo. I love that scene. That's something I'll give it a positive for the movie.
Yeah. And it's interesting, Burley, we were talking about this before we did the recording here, but that throughout the whole film, Neo doesn't use a weapon at all. No guns, no machine guns, no nothing. Just like you were saying, Carl, just force pushes, you know, and everything. So and stopping bullets, you know. And he did guide that missile into the other helicopter. That was, you know.
Yeah. It's still like a force push.
Yeah.
He's just force pushing. Neo is Jedi now. But
that's all he's got.
But Keanu Reeves is one of the most, like, he actually trains in this whole weapon stuff. He trains, like, he's proud. It's a point of pride for him because the whole John Wick and stuff like that, he does actually train. He's not just one of these actors. I do it for my movie role, get my paycheck, and I'm done. No, he does train for this stuff. And you have that, and you have this movie. You're going to come back 20-something years after the original. You're not going to top the action. You're not going to have him use it where he's gotten a lot better with the stuff. You don't use that? What the hell? Like, what? If you've got that kind of thing, you have the talent and stuff, you don't use it. It's like, why? Like, I understand you don't want to have him do it the whole film. And just at the beginning of the film, him just taking a pistol and just guns going through. But near the end, you could have had him. Like, it seems like they just depowered Neo severely and just upped Trinity's power to godlike levels. And it's like,
like tenfold. Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the end, it seems like they're equal, but
Yeah.
I get what they did with Neo, because it was, the implication is that he just got back into this, just realizing that this is who he is and he can do these things again, and he can't fly because he's like shit, I don't.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't done this. I don't remember.
This
Like
isn't
I guess I can do
happening,
it. Yeah, it's not like it's not instant that he just gets this ability back, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just again, nothing interesting is done with it. There's never a cool, good action sequence where he like it comes back to him and he's like, yeah, and he does some awesome kung fu shit. No, it just never happens.
Yeah.
This movie, okay. Also, this movie has a really, really big mistake for like everything, and for like I guess the franchise. And maybe there's a way to hand wave it away, but I'll just tell you. So they talk about bullet time in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guys are in the boardroom. They're like, bullet time, yeah. And then even later you have what's his name? The analyst. Doesn't he say something about it? He's like, oh, you whatever. I don't think he mentioned it too, the bullet time. And he's like, no, but I have this new technique, and like I just slow down time, and like you can't stop that.
Right.
And that effect, by the way, looks like garbage. I hate it. It just looks so bad. I don't know why you couldn't pull off a good slowed down time effect, but whatever. But okay, the big mistake is that they're talking about bullet time, but like bullet time is the film technique that to show us, the viewer, that when Neo is dodging bullets, like we're seeing it slowed down so we can understand what's happening. But in the context of the universe, they even say it in the first Matrix. I don't know the exact line, but they say something along the lines of like, dude, like he moved as fast as the agents did, or something like that.
Right.
It's like from their perspective, the machines in the Matrix, like all they're seeing is him moving really fast. They're not. There's no bullet time. There's no slow down. That's not a thing, and they don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, final question before we wrap this up. Is there going to be a sequel to Resurrections? What do you think? Just your honest opinion. Are we going to get a sequel to this film?
I say no. I don't think they're do a sequel.
Burly?
I want to say no, but I wouldn't be surprised if this does get a sequel. I think it's going to get a sequel. I'm not happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the box office numbers were bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never know how much with the HBO Max deal, how much they pay. So
right now, it's worldwide 71 million, and I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know what the budget was. I mean, watching the movie, I would say the budget was dirt cheap, because there's nothing that's amazing about this movie.
Probably less than
120 million just to get that.
Yeah. But I doubt it. I actually think it probably costs a lot of money for whatever reason. So
when you're marketing and all that shit.
Yeah. So like if you can't, the studio can't look at those numbers and say like, yeah, we got to make a sequel to this. Like, but an HBO Max series, I think makes a lot of sense. So, I think we'll see something follow up this. I just don't think they'll make another movie.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day, but not right now.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. It depends on Keanu Reeves to another 20 years. Yeah. And then he'll actually look like what he looked like in the mirror. Yeah. When he looked at himself.
Oh yeah. He's like, which is also interesting. Like they're hiding him by making like everyone else see him as something else. Right. Now there's some good ideas in this movie. It's just they don't. Like the main plot of this movie ends up being, we got to save Trinity because I want her back. That's basically it. She's alive. I need her. Get her. Yeah. They rebuilt them. That was also weird that like the machines, like, I guess they have advanced technology. Why not? They can fix his eyes and just regenerate a body. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Okay, and with that, that's going to do it for this episode of the Sci-Fi Movie Reaction Terminal. So we want to thank you all. Of course, it goes up to our Patreon at patreon.com/thearena_podcast here for the first 2 days in early access. And then it goes to our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. So we want to thank you all you patrons, and thank you all for viewing our content. And we hope to catch you in the next episode of the Sci-Fi Movie Reaction Terminal. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly Burlyman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. We hope to catch you in the next one. So Happy New Year and take care, everyone. Peace out.
Take care, everyone.